everyone, welcome back to the basement build. What we're doing today is going to be trying to run new heating ducts to the bathroom. So there's existing heating ducts that are run from before, but because we put a new bathroom in, there's no heating ducts that are there. So there's a few things we need to do. First, figure out if you're going to use a side takeoff or a top takeoff. So what this is, what we'll have to do is we'll have to cut into the existing duct, fit this in, and then have the piping run where we want to go. Now this here is it's called a top takeoff because you're supposed to cut it from the top, slide it in, and it's going to go out this way. A side takeoff will just have a box and it shoots out directly to the side. I'm actually going to use this top takeoff for a side piece. Okay, so the reason for that is because I find it really hard to cut through the top. There's not a lot of space, it's really dark. I'm using a handpiece tool to cut it, and it's just really annoying. So what I'm going to use this for is a side piece, and then add an elbow piece to connect to the piping that shoots out. So this here is a 4-inch opening. What I'm going to use it with, give me a second here, is 4-inch piping that goes along with it. Okay, so this type of your local Home Depot, hardware store, or whatever it is, most of the time it'll come looking like this. It just comes in sheets like this, already open. I mean, not closed together, so it's still open. And what it has is here is it's called a snap fitting. I'm not sure if you can see it here. So the idea is you're gonna snap them together to create that circle pipe, and I'll show you how to do that in another video. But essentially what you need is the top or side takeoff, elbows, you need your piping, also need your connection pieces for your vents. So the 4-inch piping would slide into here, this would hang over top, your drywall would come up to here, and then you'd be able to slip your vent piece in and then make it look nice. Okay, so traditionally I think you're supposed to run these down to the floor. Okay, I can't do that because I didn't plan ahead. So my 2x4 studs aren't big enough to take these 4-inch pipes. There's not enough space. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have the vents at the ceiling. I know it's not as good because hot air rises, but it is what it is, and we'll work with it. So I'll turn the camera around and I'll show you what we're going to do. So here's where the bathroom's supposed to be. Okay, toilet drains right there. You can barely see it, but it's right there. Shower's going to be in that corner. Vanity's going to be here. If we look up top, the ducts run across the house like this, okay? This is an existing pipe here that's going upstairs. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have a side takeoff from this point, and then it's gonna shoot above all the way across. I'll try and get over there. All the way across here, and then my vent is gonna come over top of this part here, and it's gonna hang right in between there. Okay, so it's gonna go from this vent, it's gonna come upwards, and then behind me right here. All right, so that's the idea. So let's see how it goes. All right, so it took me a little bit to Google how to do this, but I was looking online and some people are saying in order to fit this easier, they would take a screwdriver or some sort of flat edge and pry this out a bit, so that it's easier for you to, you see here, there's a little gap there. So it's easier for you to slide it in. I found that it wasn't as tight when I did that, so it's actually easier than it seems. So you put it between your legs, and then you start from the edge here. I'm not sure if you can see, it might be a little hard. So I'm gonna angle this camera down just a little bit, see how you slide it in. So it's supposed to fit together. From the factory, it's made for that, right? So you just force it together, work your way down the seam. This might not work on first try, but work your way down the seam here. There you go. Hear that snap? That snap means it's in place. So the seam is now good to go. All right. So simple. Instead of prying it and having a looser fit, what I did was just force it together, and it's made for it to click in. So I don't think you need to do what some of the other people did, which is force the seam apart so it's easier to slide in. Okay, so all you gotta do is use some gloves because it's easy to cut yourself. So force it together on both sides. Press down with your thumbs. It'll make it easier for you to actually connect it properly. Okay, so If your ducts come in a flat sheet, this is how you round them out and clip together to create your ducts that you need right here. Alright, so they normally come in, I think it's 5 feet long, these pipes. So after you cut them, you gotta crimp the edge so that you can fit them into the next pipe, the next step, you can say. So it's a tool I borrowed from here, borrowed off a buddy. There you go, it's ready to be used. Okay, so what I did first was I traced the size of this takeoff, and then I basically, there's a bit of a ledge here, right? So about 2 to 3 millimeters. So I just cut it out a little smaller so this can be fit in there easily, right? There you go, should fit in there perfectly. These little tabs here are meant to be bent outwards once it goes in. So I'm gonna have to stick my hand through this hole here and bend them out once I get it in there. That's gonna be the tough part. All right, so now it's complete. The piping is coming from the side takeoff on the other side of this duct. It's coming across. I was using some wires to hold it up for the meantime. I'm gonna have to secure it properly later on, but so that's connection point here, and then it's gonna go towards the vent, which is there. So you see the vent there, it's gonna come all the way across.